also have some breaking news.
I was going to say, speaking of Bulls hierarchies and power balances, you want to drop the bomb, Goat?
From Shams Charania, the Chicago Bulls plan to hire Billy Donovan III, son of Billy Donovan, as head coach of the NBA G League Windy City team. Sources tell The Athletic and Stadium Donovan III served as an assistant coach for San Antonio Spurs affiliate in 2017. Wow.
Tentacles.
He's been,
The tentacles.
I didn't see him around as much this past year with the team, but he's been on the staff. He's been, he's worked in the NBA for a long time. Obviously, they appear to have moved on from Henry Domerkant, who was the coach for the last several years with Windy City. I don't really know what to make of this other than it's a pretty surprising thing to hire somebody who does not have head coaching experience to be a head coach.
Yes, what he said. It's a little surprising. Nepotism, little nepotism.
Little nepotism. Those who can teach Jim. Or coach the Windy City Bulls. This has weird. Doug Collins written all over it. Doesn't this just have such a Doug Collins-y kind of lather to it?
You're right.
Billy Donovan III coaching the Bulls G League team.
Again, for me, it just feels more like you said.
It just seems like they're going out of their way to make sure that the people that they already have are happy.
Yeah.
Giving Eversley an extension. They are giving Billy's son a job so that maybe Billy is more. I don't know.
Why?
But again, like, what are the changes going to be?
Yes,
you're not changing the coaching staff.
That part.
You are not changing the front office.
Yes.
You can't really change the roster unless you let the one guy that you say you can't afford to lose leave. So, like, what's going to change? And if nothing changes, like, what are we doing?
But a change has to occur because of the luxury tax, because they are not going into that. Like, we don't care what happens. They're not going into that luxury tax. So something is going to have to give for this organization, and something is going to have to change. And it's so wild because you know they don't want to make those moves.
For all of the talk about, like AK and Billy are totally on the same page, and it's a great communal, collaborative effort kind of relationship, and they see things the same way. Sports Chicago style in the comments raises a good point. What do AK and Eversley actually do? They haven't made a trade in 3 years. Their draft picks are all developmental, but Billy prefers shorter rotations with veteran players.
Yes.
The cohesion isn't there at all.
No.
And so that's why, on the heels of the Eversley extension news, today we get the news that they're bringing in another Donovan to coach the developmental team of the Bulls. And we have multiple seasons of evidence now that the on the same page that we keep hearing about with AK Eversley and their head coach Billy Donovan is not there.
Don't sound like it.
But let's keep hiring all of the same people and keeping these same people around on new contracts because this is all working great.
Huzzah.
Actually, no. What? Oh my God.
It's so weird, man. And I think that's the thing. Like, logically, you're trying to find the logic of it, and you just don't see it. You're trying to figure it out what it is. Yes, you can say you can address the problems. You know what it is. Yes, changes need to happen. Yes, things have to occur. Yes. And the changes we've seen have not, or even just feelers out there. You know what I mean? The only things that we've seen out there, again, are these kind of moves within the coaching staff. Those are the biggest moves that are made. And again, they can't really do anything. We get it. We're just talking about the actual feelers that we feel out there.
Yeah.
You don't hear their name, you know what I'm saying, out there, unless it was somebody who wants something from their team, like OKC wanting Patrick Williams. You know what I mean? But the Bulls making those moves, it just feels like when AK got here, he was spearheading stuff. You know what I mean? I'm going for it. And he was very vocal about what he wanted to do and very straightforward. Which is one of the things I liked. He said what he wanted to do, and then he did it. Now that changed, and I don't know why it changed, but it changed. It came, the language got shorter. The press conferences got smaller. You know what I'm saying? And maybe his expectations did as well, because it gone from championship to continuity. You know, like to competitive, like all these C's, you know, that's where it went from. Championship, continuity, competitive. That's where it's gone from. Boom, boom, boom. And those aren't going up because you need to go up when you're talking about championship, and all we've seen it do is go down. And we don't understand it. Don't you like winning? Don't you like basketball? We do. I do. I love it. I would like to see better Go ahead, Brad.
Yeah, I mean, it's just.
I thought you had something to say. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say my dad owned a dive bar. I just like
That's a flex.
why couldn't he have been the coach of the Bulls? Then I would have got a job.
You didn't want a job at the dive bar?
No.
No?
I want a job at the dive bar.
You seem like a dude who would love just like running a dive bar.
Yeah.
That had the
Drinking
same like
at a
6
dive bar
old guy
is
clients
great.
that come in, you know,
Yeah.
like from the coal mine
Hey,
at the
Mert.
end of every shift.
The goddamn Bulls.
Yeah, exactly. Whacking your TV like a tube TV from the 80s that's not
Frankie,
getting any
give me the
reception.
screwdriver.
Yeah, exactly. My God. Okay, well, so Dave, I just heard you say that phrase exit strategy a minute ago.
You did.
Is this another piece of the conspiracy theory puzzle to you?
Yep, it is.
Billy gets sick of this job, wants out, and they promote his son from head coach of Windy City to just the head coach of the Bulls?
Not as the head coach of the Bulls, but putting his son in place to knowing he'll be okay. Because I think Billy will still be around, but I don't think he'll
Billy
be coaching
Donovan
this
has-
squad, bro. I think the exit strategy is right there. That's how I see it. I think it's an exit strategy.
Billy Donovan has moved to a consulting role with the Bulls.
Him and John Paxson.
Him
hanging
and
out,
Paxson.
going to dinners and stuff like that.
Doug
Man.
Collins. Doug Collins still around consulting?
What was that
Just
about?
popping
You remember
through,
when that happened?
popping through training camp.
I remember when that happened, dog. I was like, why? Why are you here?
Tony La Russa has been hired as a Bulls consultant. My God.
Yes, that's where we're at. We don't understand. We're trying to understand it, and I'm just not grasping any kind of logic to be like, oh, okay, well, this is why you do it.
Well, you have to like zoom out and try to figure out like the question we were talking about before, which is like, okay, that's great. You want to reward Billy Donovan III with the job as head coach? Great. Why? Like, why are we like what? Why are we giving Eversley the extension? And I'm not saying they don't deserve it. I'm just asking the question.
Just
Why?
asking,
am.
right. I'm asking why.
Like,
Go ahead.
why are we doing this with Eversley? Why are we doing this with Billy Donovan? Why are we keeping the coaching staff the same? Why are we not like making trades to the roster? Like, what?
that. See, that right there is exactly what I'm talking about. It's nothing to grasp.
Because they just no. The reason is what I said before. They just are not serious about winning at a high level. That's the long and short of it.
We all silly like the mayor.